Today's episode is the audio version of a piece called Why Motivation Isn't the Problem and What Actually Helps. It's a reflection on something many of us struggle with, staying motivated to practice, and how that experience might make more sense than we think. Welcome to the Passion Project, Violin Edition, the podcast for busy women violinists who want to play with joy, confidence, and creativity. I'm your host, Marlene, a violinist and coach dedicated to helping you rediscover your passion and make violin a part of your life again, without the overwhelm. If you've ever wondered, why can't I stay motivated to practice? You're not alone. This is one of the most common frustrations I hear from adult violinists. And for a long time, I thought the problem was the same. I just needed more motivation. But over time, both in my own journey and through teaching, I started to see something different. Motivation isn't something you fix. It's something you understand. I remember first learning about this idea in a completely different context, when I was trying to build healthier habits using an app called Noom. They introduced a simple model showing that motivation isn't constant. It rises, peaks, drops, and then fluctuates over time. What struck me the most wasn't just the concept itself, but how accurately it described my experience, not only with habits, but with violin practice. I started recognizing the same pattern: the initial excitement, the drop, the frustration, and then the slow rebuilding. That's when things began to shift. Not because I had more motivation, but because I understood it better. Motivation is not a straight line. It moves in cycles. Some days feel clear and inspired, others feel heavy, distracted, or simply too full. This isn't a lack of discipline, it's a reflection of being human. Instead of asking, how do I stay motivated? We begin to ask, how do I work with my motivation? This small shift changes the entire experience of practicing, because now you're no longer trying to force consistency from willpower alone. You're learning to respond to where you are. You might start to notice your own pattern, what I like to think of as simple motivation flow: the spark, the lift, the drop, and most importantly, the return. On low motivation days, the goal is not to push harder, it's to reduce friction, to make starting feel possible. Sometimes that looks like playing for just a few minutes, focusing on one simple element: sound, movement, or rhythm, letting go of expectations. These moments may feel small, but they are what keep the connection alive. When you understand that motivation flows, you stop measuring your progress by how consistent you feel. And instead, you begin to measure it by how connected you stay. Because consistency doesn't come from constant motivation. It comes from having a structure that supports you, even when motivation is low. Consistency is not built on motivation. It's built on having a path you can return to. Motivation will come and go. That is not the problem. The real question is, what supports you when it's not there? Thank you for being here and for allowing your practice to meet you where you are.